Hey everyone on my Facebook here. Hi! It's been a while again since I came live on my profile, but I wanted to say hello to everybody and wish you a very happy Friday. It's early afternoon here in Europe, and I know some of you on the other side of the Atlantic are just waking up, so good morning to you. Today I wanted to talk to you about letting go and trusting yourself, because over the past couple of months that has been one of the biggest lessons I had learned for myself. And like so many of you, I'm this ambitious driven woman who has this amazing vision, beyond vision, beyond vision, beyond vision, like dreaming big. And if I would let my ego stop me, it would stop me because it would get stuck on the how, right? All the details, trying to figure it all out. And it's so interesting because when I first started out a couple of years ago, that was exactly what my job was, to figure out the exact steps how, and then the plan B and the plan C and the plan D and so on and so forth. And I have to tell you, I came a long way since then. But, being a strategist by nature, it's still my default that I fall back to when I need to, well, not necessarily I need to, but when I'm not mindful, right? When it's more simple to be comfortable than keep pushing beyond of my comfort zone. So one of the things that I have learned is to, first and foremost, you have to trust yourself. And that goes whether you're trying to turn your life around or were you trying to launch a new leg of your business or whatever it is that you're doing. Because the thing is, there's strategies, there's tactics, there's a ton of information out there, but only you know what your heart feels. You are the only one who knows what the gut feeling is, and you are the only one who knows what feels right. Now, feeling right or being afraid, you will have to work on that so you'll be able to distinguish between the two. But what I can tell you from not just my own life and my own experience, but also from that of my clients, is when you believe in yourself, when you trust yourself, my gosh, like anything can happen. I had somebody the other day sign a $100,000 contract. I had the other one sign, sell out $15,000 retainers, but there's just the monetary. Before that, before the numbers in the bank accounts, before that came they're knowing that they're worthy, they're knowing that they deserve it, they're knowing that they can do that, and their unswayable belief that it is happening, not hoping it could happen, not wondering how is it going to happen. It is happening. And to get to the stage, to be able to surrender and really trust the universe to figure out the whole, everything. Once you make up your mind what is that exactly that you're looking for and that you're calling in, that you want to, I think that's one of the hardest things to overcome. And that's one of the reasons why I have my mentor, right? And that's one of the reasons why people hire me, because there are so many blind spots that we can't see. There are so many stories that we start to believe that unless somebody else calls us out on, we won't even distinguish what the story is from what is true. But one of the most powerful techniques when those fears come up, when the objections are coming up, when the doubt creeps in, is to simply take a piece of paper and say, my mind is saying, and then you write that concern down or the doubt or the fear or whatever it's going on in your mind. But then you say, but I say that's not true, and this is because that's not true, or it's incorrect, or it's false, or it's a lie, and this is why. And slowly but surely you start to reprogram the way you think, you start to reprogram the way you the whole belief system, and everything is like a domino effect. Everything is like ripples when you throw a little stone in the water, and those circles start forming, right? And they're becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, the ripples, and they start spreading. That's exactly how everything works around you. So again, it all starts with trusting and believing in yourself. Now, why is it so important, from somebody who went from, doing the nitty-gritty work on the business, how did I end up being here? It was simply trusting my intuition. And I was just interviewed earlier with one of the media here, and they asked me a question like, why did you stop doing what you were doing so successfully? Well, yeah, I listened to my intuition. I followed my heart. It was no longer in alignment. It no longer fit. It no longer was fulfilling and exciting. And there, I had to follow that, and I had to find that next level and that next thing, and going deeper, going wider, going higher. And with every single one of those transformations, with every single one of those change, of course there were obstacles, of course there were uncertainties, of course there were days, sometimes even weeks, when it would be easier to just stay in the bed and cry than show up every single day. But it is your choice. When you want something, you choose, you're going to go after it. And how you choose to go after it, that's what's going to determine your outcome. You can still show up and be full of fear and self-doubt, or you can show up in high vibe and motivated and energized and having those sparkles in your eyes and fire in your belly and excitement in your voice, right? And that only can happen when you are on a mission, when you're living your life's purpose, when you know exactly what you're doing and why are you doing it. And when you know that the how, it's not really your job anymore, right? And I can tell you, I had so many conversations with my own mentor when I was freaking out about the how. When I was like, well, but how? But how? Well, you already know that. You already know it inside of you. Now, one of the latest things, of course, that I had personally learned, and I wanted to share this with you as well, is if it's not working the first time around, don't give up. Keep going, keep trying. If it doesn't work the way you have envisioned it, well, maybe backtrack a little bit, or maybe push a little bit harder. Now, I know I'm keep telling you guys that it's not about hustle and grind and staying up till 3 in the morning and the blood, sweat, and tears, right? You have done that. You are past that stage. But it still doesn't mean that you get to wake up in the morning and just sing, I don't know, do 5 affirmations and then go back to doing things the way you have done it over the years. No, because if the results that you have created for yourself, if the reality around you, when you look around you and what you see, if you don't like it, it means you have to do things differently. And sometimes it means that instead of showing up every day, you show up twice a day. Instead of doing something once a week, you do it 5 times a week, right? And that is the work. And instead of dwelling over the past and playing a victim, well, I know you're not playing the victim, otherwise you wouldn't be here following me. But instead of, let's say, being in fear and doubt, you know exactly what you need to do. You are resourceful. You have everything that you need at your fingertips. You just make a decision to be on the positive side of the fence. And yes, we have bad days. We have days when nothing goes according to the plan. We have days when it would be easier to just stay in bed again and cry and feel sorry for yourself. But you have a job. You have a job to motivate, to inspire people who are following you, those who are looking for you, those who are stuck just like you were stuck in your past, but you figured it out. You have the answers that they're looking for. So it is your responsibility to get your ass out there and share that. And it doesn't necessarily mean in a way that you have been doing things so far in your business or in your life. Maybe it's time to show up differently. Maybe it's time to go deeper, to go wider, to go higher, to take that risk, to take that leap, right? Because when you're standing on the ledge and when you're staring at the horizon and you know that the thing that you are meant to do and called to do is out there at the horizon, it is your responsibility to go, allow yourself to fly. Because as long as you're standing on that ledge, you are in your comfort zone. And for some of you, I know for a fact, have been in the comfort zone for years. What happened? Well, maybe you started a campfire. Maybe you pulled up a lounge chair because the view was so amazing, right? I know some of you probably built a McMansion on the ledge now and you're just enjoying it now. And you know that it's not aligned anymore. You know there's time to pack it up and go, right? And no one can force you to make that. No one can save you. No one can make the decision for you. People who are around you are there to guide you, are there to support you, to remind you why is that you're doing things when you forget. They're there to remind you how amazing, incredible, powerful you are when you choose to believe in yourself. And they can be there to believe in yourself when you forget to. But no one can make the decision for you. No one can do the work for you. That is your responsibility. And I was so inspired by Marcy Locke the other day. She was talking in one of her videos about how people approach her and say, what can you do for me? It's not what she can do for you, or in this case, it's not what I can do for you. It's about what you are willing, able, and ready to do for yourself. And when you are able, willing, and ready to do for yourself whatever it takes, you will see the whole energy is going to change. The reality around you is going to start changing. Yes, sometimes people are going to walk out of your life. Yes, sometimes things are going to start collapsing, and sometimes it's going to get hard. But that is the way how you get out there, how you get to the next level. That's how you get to realize your dreams. Listen, I wouldn't be here with my 2 little ones right now if I let the doubts and the fears of people around me stop me. When they said, well, you can't take the kid out of school, well, you can't leave your husband 4,000 miles away, well, so-and-so is going to miss you, you can't really do that, you can't really do that, it's unconventional, no one else is doing it, it's not the way it works. Well, screw that. The only compass that you ought to listen is your gut feeling, your intuition, and your heart. They are the only compass, and they're going to tell you exactly where your north is, and exactly when are you out of your own way, when you detoured, when you're stuck. And when you tap into that, you're going to find that infinite power, the strength, the faith that you need to overcome any obstacles along the way, so that you can step into your power, that you can believe in yourself and trust yourself and make your dreams a reality. It is not a walk in the park. It's not a rainbows and unicorns. It takes hard work. But I promise you, it is so worth it when you realize, when you stand and wake up one morning and like, wow, I am actually living my dream. I made this happen because I trusted myself, because I believed in myself. There is no more powerful feeling than that. And when you ground that feeling and allow it and learn how it can fuel your next move, your next leap, I promise your life is going to transform. You are going to transform. But before you're seeking that external signs and results that are coming in forms of, I don't know, numbers in the bank account or clients or that perfect partner or the perfect lifestyle, it has to happen within you. You have to know who you are. You have to know what you're going, and you have to act as if it's already there. You have to become that version of yourself who is able to make it happen. And you decide whether it's going to take you 5 or 10 years, or you're going to make it happen right now. Everything is already within you. The only job you have is to dig deep, pull it up, activate it, own it, stand behind it, and don't stop.